Hey, good morning to everybody. A happy Saturday from Daryl here. It is 4 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Boy, do I have a lot to talk about. Seriously, look, you guys know I am not a Trump supporter, but I need to talk about two interviews, a press conference and an interview. You guys are going to be hearing about this. First of all, the press conference that was called in the Rose Garden. Secondly, there's going to be a interview with Chris Wallace on Fox this weekend, and Trump is just falling apart. If you are still a Trump supporter, if you're a hardcore Trump supporter at this point, nobody could watch this interview and this press conference and then walk away saying they support him. I'm assuming that anybody that still is a Trump supporter at this moment is making a point to no longer watch. They're just saying, "Oh, I vote for Trump, and I don't need to watch him." Because if you watch this, you can't make up any excuses. This man is, besides for the lies, I don't even know how to say it. Okay. Where do I start? In the Rose, he calls a urgent press conference in the Rose Garden. No president has ever done this. There's reporters that were saying that this is on Fox News. They say that if Obama had done this, the Republicans would have been up in arms. Because not usually, but never has a president used the White House for an urgent press conference, called reporters in, to just ramble on about lying about his opponent. During this press conference, he said that Joe Biden was in the White House for 47 years. No idea. He said that Joe Biden is against windows, air conditioning, and what was the other one? Toilets with water in them. Unbelievable. Yes, Joe Biden wants to get rid of the suburbs. He wants to do away with the suburbs. This is my point. If you're a Trump supporter, I can guarantee you haven't watched. You're not going to watch these. If you watch them and if you watch this press conference happened 2 days ago, and it's all over the news. You can't miss it. And there's so much more. The press conference in the Rose Garden, he rambles nonsensically. Then he talks about the coronavirus and how his administration, how we're on top of it. We're best in the world right now. How his administration, they're working on the numbers still, but they've saved millions by shutting down. Yesterday, again, Friday, July 17th, the United States hit another record high in new cases. Almost 75,000 new cases yesterday. Again, Florida is hitting record death rates. Texas, Arizona. Almost everything Trump was saying is a complete lie. Then he went on to say that the European Union was created to hurt America, and no other presidents know this. He went on to ramble about China. This is another thing that I've been thinking about. Trump is taking a beating about this coronavirus, and duly so. He's basically just threw up his hands, and he's just letting this virus tear through the country, burn through the country. He's going to need a scapegoat, and I'm willing to bet within the next couple weeks he's going to lay into China and hard. I seriously worry about a third world war or some serious. He's going to need a scapegoat. And China, with his xenophobic supporters, his xenophobic base, China is pretty much the only place he can go to place blame. I guarantee he's going to say that that China created this and they sent us the plague. That's the way, he puts it for his less than intelligent base. So this press conference in the Rose Garden, just first of all, it was a misuse of the power of president. Secondly, it was just nonsensical rambling when it wasn't outright lies. Yeah, Biden has been in the White House for 47 years. Joe Biden wants to get rid of Windows, not the operating system. No, Joe Biden wants to get rid of windows in buildings. This is the man that is running the most powerful country in the world. If you're a Trump supporter, man, I don't know. Okay, now the Fox interview with Chris Wallace. Trump just screwed himself. Okay, Chris Wallace asked about the violence in the inner cities, the rising violence. And let's be honest, with the coronavirus and people being locked up like they are, we started talking about this back in January or February, that it's going to create a lot of social tension in families that already have issues. People being cooped up. That right there could explain a lot of this. So Chris Wallace asked Trump about this violence in inner cities. And Trump says it's all because of the liberal mayors, the Democratic mayors. And Chris Wallace says, well, no, this has been, there's been violence in the inner cities for years, for decades. And Trump still covers it and says, well, the Democrats have been running this inner cities for decades, and it's just getting worse. They want to defund the police. Biden wants to defund the police. And Chris Wallace stops him right there. No, sir. Joe Biden does not want to defund the police. Now, let me just say this. I know this is a fact. Joe Biden is against defunding the police. Honestly, guys, I'm having problems with defunding the police myself, or disbanding the police. I'm not going along with that. Look, I think there's a huge race problem here in the United States. I think the police brutality, I think that needs addressing. But I've been reading stories about California using private citizens to do traffic stops. This isn't going to work. Like I said before, what about drunk driving? What about the highways? Are you telling me that when we defund the police, there'll be less state cops on the highways, less sobriety checkpoints? What are you going to do then? This isn't. Look, I understand there's a huge problem. I am totally for Black Lives Matter. I'm all for this, but defunding. I'm with this defunding the police to support more social issues being involved in policing to a point, but not about disbanding the police. I'm sorry, I got off track. All right. Joe Biden has not said he is in favor of defunding the police. I've heard him say this. He's not. And Chris Wallace calls him on this. So Trump says, whoa, stop it right now. And he orders his people to go get documents that he says that it proves Joe Biden said this. It's the unity pact between Biden and Sanders, trying to pull together the Democrat Party on some issues, not going too far progressive, but trying to pull together all the Democratic voters, the unity, I think it's called the Unity Pact. So Trump orders his people to go get this in the middle of the interview. They go get it, 100 pages. And Trump is wrong. Trump proves himself wrong. He proves himself a liar during a Fox News interview. So this is what we have here. So I I recommend you guys watch this weekend. The interview with Chris Wallace, I'm sure you'll be hearing about it, where Trump just basically screws himself with a lie, and then proves himself, proves that he is lying. And this rambling, insane press conference in the Rose Garden. If you are still a Trump supporter, watch both of these, and then tell me what you think. Tell me how you could defend this. All right, you guys have a good Saturday.